we close out before our break here on Writing with Authors, our 5th episode, I am honored to bring on Teresa Velardi. I had her on a mental health break, and just like almost every episode of this 5-series span, a product of networking. Teresa, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, it's so great to see you again, Vincent. Thanks for having me.
I'm honored to have you on. I was a co-author in one of her recent books. I can't say it was her most recent because she does have too many books to count. She's going to talk about all of that, her journey as a publisher, a podcaster, an editor, along with, of course, her writing tips for success here on Writing with Authors. Vincent A. Lancy here, and I am honored once again to really get this interview underway because of all the value she has to offer from every writing angle you can think of, including being an avid reader. If this is episode number 1 with us, though, here on the show, each week I sit down with a published writer of all forms to provide you with the value you need to succeed. Or if you're just a reader out there looking for a new book, this is the perfect stop for you. Be sure to click subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed today's show. But let me give you a little preview about today's guest, and then I'll bring her on. She touches lives all over the world, and she works with coaching clients and authors to bring out the best of who they are and their message in a way that reflects their heart, mission, and their effect on the changing world. She began her transformational journey, in 1999 when she decided to leave an abusive marriage and an unfulfilling position in corporate America. Similar to me there, she had what she calls a come to Jesus moment while looking in the mirror one day and asking a twofold question. Who are you and why are you here? She started off on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth where in 2002, her and her son moved out to Pennsylvania where she started focusing on her gifts. A gifted ceramic artist, she creates beautiful works of art as one way of connecting back to herself and God, but she also has a daily writing practice that keeps her focused and moving forward as she helps get other stories out there through her publishing platform. I mentioned she does it all. Her abilities as a writer, editor, publisher, and coach are vital ingredients she brings to those who want to share their message with the world on either her show or publishing platform. And her daily quiet time and writing practice has helped her focus on purpose and life in this ever-changing world. We all have a story to share and a heartfelt message to share. Teresa, let's get this show on the road. For people who didn't catch your mental health break episode, I'll make sure to put that in the show bio. What led you to first write your first book, become a published author, way back at book number 1?
Oh, wow. So I didn't actually publish my own book until a few years ago. What I was doing was lending my story in collaborations, anthology books, and I would put little bits of who I was and part of my story so that other people who might have gone through similar situations that I went through might find hope that they could get through it too. And it was tough to write my first story because, it's like, oh, what if somebody sees it who knows the story? Are they going to tell the people that were involved? It was just a lot of things that kept me kind of like not wanting to expose too much of who I was and what I had gone through. But you know what, Vincent, what I learned is that if you have gone through something and this, you've really done a lot with your life and your situation. If you have gone through something and you found your way to the other side of it and you've become a better person because of what you've gone through,
Yes.
I feel it's our responsibility to tell the stories so that other people can be lifted as well.
I think, and I agree with your message there from your website, we all do have a story to share. And I think even for me at first, you don't realize how powerful your story is. And I have that itty bitty committee in my head. Should I write it? What if someone sees it? Is it good enough? But fast forward, I'm on 6 books. You're on at least 100 by now. And I don't think either of us are getting done stopping yet, excuse me. But let's backtrack now to your publishing company. You started this great company. You help writers all over the world. I'd love to shed some light on that.
Thank you. Yeah, my publishing company is called Authentic Endeavors Publishing, and we've got a bunch of different imprints that we do certain kinds of books. We have book endeavors, we do children's books, we have Weeby books, we do business books, um, wellness book endeavors where it speaks for itself, spirit book endeavors. That's what the Daily Gift of Gratitude was in. This is the book that Vincent is in. Yes, yes, yes. The very first story. I put you in the first story.
I've got that book shipped as soon as it came out. Got sent right up to my mom for her to take a peek at it. I wanted her to introduce your character, but please continue.
Yeah. And then we have Kingdom Book Endeavors, which is books that are for a Christian community. So I've got a bunch of different platforms, so a bunch of different genres for people to print their books, publish their books through my company. And I have to tell you, I never thought in a million years, ever in a million years, thought that I would be running a publishing company, ever.
But here you are.
Yeah, here I am. And here it goes to the statement, like, we make plans and God laughs.
Pretty much. I mean, you're off to the races. You mentioned how many different areas you specialize in publishing. So everyone out there, if you just can't find a way to get your book off the ground, stick around for just a few minutes at the end of the episode. We'll find out how to get in touch with Teresa, her website, all things Teresa. But this is a question I'd love everybody to pay attention to because of her diverse expertise in writing. What are some of your biggest writing tips you can offer for everyone out there?
Okay. So the very first one, I'm going to go back to what I said a few minutes ago, and I'm going to say, don't be afraid to tell your story. Someone else is going through the exact same thing that you've gone through. And if you've come through it, I feel it's your responsibility to write that story so that somebody else can have a hand up and I have an author who wrote a book called Business Secrets for Walking on Water, and the secret is to know where the rocks are. So people who have gone before you know where the rocks are, and they can help you to keep from drowning in the sea of nonsense that goes on in our heads. And I love it that you said the committee, because I call it the committee too, right? So the itty bitty committee. And then the other thing is just, where do I start? People ask, where do I start? And the answer to that question is start where you are. Wherever that is, start where you are. Start writing. One of the things that really helped me to get through my situation and get through my first entry into a book, excuse me, was to keep a journal every morning. And one of the things that I do every morning, and I will recommend this for everybody, regardless of what you're writing about, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It'll flip your mindset into what you have and what you can share. So that's one of the big things that I've been doing for many, many years, is keeping a gratitude journal. And just start where you are, start writing, and it'll come to you. Trust me when I tell you, when you put the pen to the paper, things will start happening and you'll start writing and you're like, oh. I remember the first time I was like, really, did I say that? Did I write that? Yes. Stuff comes through you that you don't even realize. So, and it becomes a fun process.
True. And in my course, I do a webinar for the community college here, where to start in entrepreneurship. And I talk about that. Where's the best time to start? It's right now. There's always going to be an excuse in your head. The pandemic comes, a death in the family, something will always happen and be that fake excuse you need to not push yourself forward. Just get started. All of a sudden, you'll have a book written. I mean, perfect example here. She kept a gratitude journal forever. And now her first book she put out, that latest book, is just on that topic. And then now I'm going to parlay that into looking to the future. Do you have another book already in the works? Is there something that's going to get started soon? I have to know.
Yes, of course. And you'll be a part of it too, I hope.
Oh, I'd love to.
Now we have, this is a series, this book series, The Daily Gift is a book series. Okay. So, and you can find out about what I'm about to tell you at dailygiftbookseries.com. So the next book out is going to be A Daily Gift of Hope. So if you have a story that is one of, like, you didn't know what was going to happen, you were maybe even hopeless at one point in your life, and then you got through whatever it was and hope was restored. Those are the kind of stories that I'm looking for. And I'm sure with what we've all gone through over the last few years, we're going to find lots of stories of hope, So I'm looking forward to what you bring to the table and what people who are listening will bring to the table. And just go to dailygiftbookseries.com and find out all the details on how you can submit your story.
That is very exciting and a very generous offer for everyone out there. I'm going to ask you after the show not only to send me all the links to your website, to your social media, but send me that little blurb of what you're looking for in your next authors. That way I can put it in here too for people that scroll through the episode quick. I'd love to help you out there. I mean, we've talked about a lot, and I love this show because I get right to the point for all of our audience. You are on a mental health break. Be sure to check out her journey there. Those episodes, That Entrepreneur Show, they're a bit longer, but now let's talk about your contact info. We know the website for that upcoming book. Where can we find more about your publishing site, more to get in contact with you?
The publishing site is Authentic Endeavors Publishing, and all of the links to the various platforms are there, various imprints, they're all on there. So, and then you can get in contact with me through Teresa Velardi at gmail.com, or you can email me at dailygiftbookseries@gmail.com. I monitor both of those closely. Yeah.
Be
And,
sure to reach out, everyone. Go ahead.
and I want to let you know, I'm really excited that we're starting a gratitude community.
Oh, no.
I'm putting together a website and a bunch of different ways that people can start connecting and speaking to one another. I believe there's really a lot of power in community, as I'm sure you do, Vincent. So,
Of course.
yeah, watch for that coming through
Yeah,
as
just
well.
email me, let me know. We're in contact. Everyone out there, be sure to check out all of her content. Head to her website. She has a lot of free stuff on there, I know, as well, for advice and all of these things that will lead you just to using Teresa's services, because she's done it a ton of times. As I mentioned, I can't say that enough. She can definitely get you the ball rolling. And I am at Vincent De Lancey on all other social media. And again, if you enjoyed this show, please do hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with the next episode. My latest book, Going to School, the official book for toddlers, is out now. So grab that book for the children in your life. I would love to hear what you think about it. But until the next episode after our 2-week break, I'm honored to have Teresa cap us off. And thank you so much for taking the time, Teresa, to come on the show.
Thank you, Vincent. It's always a pleasure to be here.